If you missed my last video, this is actually part 2 of a static issue where we're actually going to fix the problem. In the last video, which I'll link up here somewhere, I showed how this issue was pretty unique to Gibson and that it doesn't really happen with any other brand, or at least a brand that I own. We tested Gibsons, Fenders, Squier, PRS, Kretzmann, MJT, Gretsch, and even Epiphone, and we spanned decades of guitar finishes and types. We did multiple price points and constructions. Essentially, we found this is a Gibson issue. Now, back in the day, I would have this issue with Fender pickguards, and all I would do is I would take a dryer sheet, rub it on the pickguard, and it would go away. Well, I tried to do this on the guitar, and I quickly realized that this left a coating on my finish that was kind of waxy, and it made the guitar undesirable to play. And on top of that, it didn't really solve the issue. So, not knowing what to do, I went to where everybody else would go. I went to the internet and did a search. I was amazed at the amount of people that actually had the exact same problem, and all of them with Gibsons. And interestingly, all the searches recommended contradictory solutions. Like, one person would say, this is how you fix it, and then immediately somebody would comment and go, that doesn't fix the problem, that's not the problem. Forums. A popular opinion some people said was, wait it out. Like, as you play the guitar, the finish will start to wear down, and then it won't do that issue anymore. Well, first of all, I want to play the thing, and if it's making that static noise, I'm not going to play it. Second of all, that 2003 Classic that I have over here, I guess it's out of the camera view, but that guitar, it has arm wear, it has neck wear, it has thousands of hours of play on that thing. And as we noticed in the last video, it still has that static issue. Just a little bit. At this point, I'm incredibly frustrated because I'm just trying to get rid of the static in the guitar. So I decided maybe the issue is that it's not grounding properly. So I'm going to increase the amount of grounds. And let me tell you, I failed. I failed hard. There is no amount of hookup wire that can actually solve this issue. Next thing you know, I am headed down a rabbit hole, and I run across this idea of lining the electronics and pickup cavity with copper tape. And that's where we are today. Essentially making a Faraday cage to block the electrical charge from the electronics. Ultimately, and I'm no specialist, I believe that we are either allowing for the electrons to be able to dissipate more freely, or we're creating something that basically blocks them from being able to get to the output of the guitar. Either way, or something different, this works. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. But I'm curious about something, because last time I did this copper shielding of the cavities was that SG Supra. And I didn't do a before tone and an after tone. I have no idea if it even affects tone. All I know is that the guitar was not usable for me, and then all of a sudden, it was usable. And I've owned it for 7 or 8 years now, and I don't ever think about, oh, there's copper inside of there. So I'm going to do it today. What we're going to do is we're going to plug into the Marshall. We're going to run through some tones on the Murphy Lab. Then I'm going to use a minimal amount of copper tape on the inside, and then plug it back into the Marshall. If there's still static, we'll add more copper tape. If there is no more static, we're going to run through those tones again. Either way, this is getting fixed today. It's going to be fun. Let's get started. here we are at the bench and we are ready to go. There is the SG. I'm going to need a Phillips head screwdriver to take off the screws. I am going to need my copper tape. I'm going to need something to cut said copper tape, and I like to use just a little bit of hookup wire. You don't necessarily have to, according to some of the people I've talked to, but you know what? The whole idea is to ground it. So I'm going to add that to it as well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. You don't need to see all the things. We'll just do a few cuts here and there. So as we look on the inside right here, I want you to notice that there is no actual shielding that's going on inside of the cavity. So that's normal. All right, be sure to wipe off all the dust and let's go ahead and tape it. Notice how it's conductive on both sides. That's important. You're going to want a tiny bit of overlap, and part of the reason for that is because it needs to be able to ground together. All right, just need to clean up the edges. And there you have it. Now I just need to do the inner cavity of the SG, and we should be all good to go. Now, when I did the SG Supra, I did the whole cavity. Like, I pulled up pots, I put everything underneath. I basically made a true Faraday cage. I don't know that you actually have to do that. You really just need to get things grounded. So if that's all I need to do, I'm just going to do this part right in here. And then I'm going to make sure that I'm grounded to a pot, and I should be good to go. Notice I'm just using the pieces that I took off the plate on the back when I made it, and I'm just putting it over the screw holes. Since I have a big spot there, I'll go ahead and put a piece right there. So I noticed that right there is the ground wire that has been soldered on that goes to the bridge. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this piece of hookup wire right here, and I'm going to put it up to here, and we should be good to go. I'm not even going to solder it. And there you have it. It should be done. It should be gold. Can't even see the copper. One of the things they said was, don't use a microfiber cloth. It could end up causing all this static. Well, breaking the law. Breaking the law. Let's go test it. Well, that does it. Fixed and ready to rock, static free. Also, I decided to time it. It only took about 7 minutes to do this thing, to do this fix. So that brings up an interesting point. Is it worth it? If you have a Gibson guitar that has static, is it worth it to you to do this type of a fix for it? I'm also interested, did you notice a tone difference? Was there a tone difference from before the copper tape to after the copper tape? Well, that's all the time I have for the Tweed Couch Guitar YouTube channel. If you like what I do, make sure you hit like and subscribe. It's free to you, and it potentially gains me something. Be sure to check out the podcast, our affiliate links down below, our social media. But remember that you are your greatest asset. Until next time.